now, since we can book an appointment, I want us to be able to load appointments before we finish off with messaging. I'm gonna go to booking screen. So this is what the booking screen looks like. So we can have the upcoming bookings here, and then we can tap on this past bookings. We are gonna display yet another screen that is going to show past bookings. So it is a consumer stateful widget, and it's going to have a mixin, which is single ticker provider state mixin. And in there, we are going to have a tab controller, our tab controller. We're also going to have a selected index, okay, because we want to know which tab is currently selected. We are going to, and of course, the two categories are upcoming bookings and past bookings. And inside the init state, we have to initialize our tab controller, setting it the length of 2, because we are going to have 2, that is upcoming and past, and set the vsync to this. And of course, we have to dispose this tab controller by overriding dispose and doing tab controller.dispose to dispose it. So let me go back, and I'm gonna go to bookings. Okay, so this is the screen that I'm currently working on. And inside the build method, first of all, we need to set the index for the tab controller. So tab controller.index is the selected index. And now we are going to, instead of returning a container, we are going to return a scaffold. And the scaffold is going to have an app bar that says my bookings. Let me import styles, app styles, like that. And now the body is going to be a column. Column has children. So we want to have some space at the top. So I'm going to add a text box here and have a sized box. I want us to have a list view builder here, and the list view builder inside of a column will give an error. So we have to encapsulate it inside of a sized box. So this sized box, the child is going to be a list view builder. So the item count is going to be categories.length, and the item builder, of course, it takes the context and the index. And inside here, we are going to return a container. But actually, we are going to return a gesture detector, but we need to change the selected index to the index, to this particular index, so that we can be able to switch between the screens. So inside the gesture detector, so the child is going to be a container, and this container is gonna have different colors depending on whether it is selected or whether it is not selected. We are going to have a container, a height of 40, and it's going to have a padding horizontally and vertically, and the margin of 10 on the left. So it has a border radius of 20, but the color changes on whether it is selected or it is not selected. If it is selected, the color is the main color, our blue color, and when it is not selected, the color is the color .gray. Then the text is going to be the categories, the current index. So now we need to add a tab bar view, okay? And we need it to take the entire space. So again here, as it suggested me here, we are going to have an expanded widget, and the child is going to be a tab bar view. So remember, we did this in the home screen, tab bar view. And the children is going to be a const list of upcoming booking screen and past booking screen. The tab view has a controller, and the controller is the tab controller. Okay, so I need to create the upcoming booking screens and the past bookings. Let me restart there. Forgot to add a scroll direction. Now, as you can see, if I select them, they display different screens. So that's all with the booking screen. But now I want us to go to the past booking screen, or maybe you can start with upcoming booking screen to load our upcoming bookings. So first of all, we are gonna need to load our user ID. And of course, we are going to load the bookings and also our information, okay? And also the doctor's information. The user ID, first of all, we need to get our user ID, okay? So, or the user ID of the logged in user. So user async value. So this is for loading the information of this user, and bookings async value. So loading the user bookings, okay? passing the user ID. So we need to figure out how to get the upcoming booking. And we can do that by checking the date of today and then checking the booking.date, because remember, every booking is saved with a date, okay? And compare that date. So if that date is past, that booking is going to appear in the past bookings. But if that date is not passed already, we are going to load that in the upcoming bookings. And here I have a method called get upcoming bookings that takes a list of bookings, okay? So it's gonna go through those bookings and it's gonna compare the date of that booking with today's date. But okay, so we are going to return a scaffold here, but the body is going to be an async value widget. So here, first of all, I want the app user here. So the value is going to be user async value. Data here, user data. And first of all, we are going to get the user type because we don't know who is logged into this app. So for user, we are going to define for user and for the doctor. So if you are logged in as a user, we are going to show the details of the doctor inside the cards, okay? But if we are logged in as a doctor, we are going to we should see the details of our patients in those particular cards, okay? We are going to say if user data dot type is equals to doctor, okay? So we want to load the bookings of that particular doctor, and as you can remember, the doctor booking async value requires us to pass the ID of that doctor. And for this case, we are just going to use user data dot user ID. And for that, we are going to return a async value widget of type list, a list of bookings, and the value is going to be doctor async value. The data is going to be doctor bookings, okay? So the upcoming bookings are going to be get upcoming bookings passing the list of those doctor bookings, okay? So that is how we are using this method. And so if upcoming bookings is empty, we are just going to return a text that says no doctor bookings yet. Else, we are going to return a list view with the item count being upcoming bookings.length. Again, since now we are a doctor, we want to load information of the user ID, okay, or bookings.user ID, or the person who made that booking. And with that, again, we use an async value widget. We get the user data and the upcoming booking widget. So we are going to create this upcoming booking widget inside the widgets here. But so I'm just going to, let me create it here. Okay, so let me just import it here like that. If the user is a doctor, we are going to show that. So else, this means that this user is not a doctor, and we're just going to return their bookings. So it gets the value is the bookings async value. Okay, the data is that list of bookings. If you hover over it, you can see it's going to be a list of bookings. And then, of course, we want to get the upcoming bookings by getting the upcoming bookings, passing the bookings there. And then you're going to return. If upcoming bookings is empty, we just show no bookings yet, okay? Or else, we show a list view builder with item count upcoming bookings.length. The item builder, we are going to use it to return, once again, the upcoming booking widget, okay? Like this. And of course, in the upcoming booking widget, we pass that information. The date is the booking date. The specialization is the service, okay? The image URL is the doctor data.image URL. Of course, the name is the name of that doctor. The icon is delete, and the time, the booking time. So if I can save that, and as you can see, we have one upcoming booking. That is the William Bell. This is the one that I've just made. Okay, May 7, 6:30 p.m. Okay, so this is the upcoming booking. Let us go and work on the past bookings now. And these past bookings, they are going to be very, very similar to what we have done here. You have to get the user ID, you have to load the user information, and also the bookings. Okay, but then again, we have to get past bookings. Okay, we get the current date. So since it is similar to what we did here, I'm just going to paste the code here just to avoid repeating myself. So if I save that, the app is going to hot reload automatically. So if I go to past bookings, for now it says no bookings yet, because for sure I did not have any past bookings.